Gender-based violence, or GBV, has been a star phenomenon within social discourse. The United Nations describes it as one of the most prevalent human rights violations in the world. It knows no social, economic, or national boundaries. In fact, GBV undermines the health, dignity, security, and autonomy of its victims, yet it remains shrouded in a culture of silence.
In times of war, in times of national disasters, in times of, whenever there's a crisis situation, the women and children are always the first victims. Terrorism, of course, but others. Some use rape, and violence against women, forced marriages as actually a war. They weaponize it, in war. So of course, we defend in all multilateral forums. We defend. This is part also of our public diplomacy, to advocate for laws, enforcing the laws also, because sometimes there are laws, but they're not just respected.
In this vein, the French Institute and the Embassy of France in Nigeria held a breakfast debate with the theme "Stand Up Against Sexual Gender-Based Violence."
It's a question of attention deficit. I feel like when we pass laws, we move on. And then these laws are not being popularized. And if they are not being popularized, nobody's testing these laws. Gender policy is very, very instructional. So it says to all stakeholders, this is what you're supposed to be doing, this is what you're supposed to be doing. If all of us here were to have had a knowledge of the national gender policy, it's a different conversation, right? So, Cheryl, all I'm saying today is that we should test these laws.
I think from the north, we perceive gender-based violence as one of those issues where we reconcile either internally or in very secretive fashion. So we had moment of courage and opening up, but then that turned very quickly, and people that were being outspoken, that were opening up, just sort of receded back into their shells.
GBV is like an emergency. When it happens, for example, rape, it's just happening. So the victim or the survivor is supposed to go to the hospital and access care. And we also know that most of the people that the victims, the survivor of these people, it's not limited to, but most of them are people that don't really have these means.
The event was held within the framework of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. The French government hopes that by supporting civil rights groups and individuals in Nigeria, the scourge of gender-based violence will be eradicated.